Welcome everybody to Awakening of the Rebellion 3.0 announcements. Actually, today I guess we're not really here with announcements. We're more here with a unit preview and some balance changes, which all came out on the May 3rd. So this is part 2 of that video. If you already saw that one, if you haven't, go check that one out. That's my like 50-minute rant on a 14-minute preview video by Mr. President, the head mod dev. Anyways. Today, we're going to be going over a couple of the changes to the mod, as well as some of the new units they'll be added, because they actually gave us some stats for these units. And I kind of want to read over them. So first one we're going to be looking at is the biggest change by far. Like, there's no comparison. It may not sound like the biggest one, but it's going to be really, really important. This is going to quite possibly be the biggest change the Empire may even see, which is the massive change to the I win unit, or the I win button, which, if you're not aware, is the Executor. So if you haven't played Awakening the Rebellion 2.9, or a few versions earlier than that, basically, actually not sure when they made it this powerful, or if it was always like this. Anyways, point is, the Executor is commonly known as the I win button, due to the fact that the AI simply lacks the capability to do anything to it at all. You basically have to self-sabotage with this unit to lose the battle with it. It is too powerful for anything the AI ever can possibly do. Even the maxed endgame rebels that you've waited like 100 weeks on will not be able to do anything to it because it's simply too powerful. They have changed this. The Executor is notorious for being an I win unit and is most of the time only beatable by spamming a fleet of bombers against it or having it fight over a planet with a planetary ion cannon. The Executor's firepower was also able to be concentrated against a single unit, making capital ships quite ineffective against it since they die in seconds, which is exactly the point. This thing could focus fire on like any given capital ship, and it's basically not going to exist after 20 seconds because, well, the Executor has heavy turbo lasers. A lot of heavy turbo lasers. You know what the other ships have? Not heavy turbo lasers. So, yeah, they don't really stand much of a chance. This thing maybe loses shields. It's now actually considerably weaker, but in a good way. So, to combat this, we have rebalanced the Executor and also added a new mechanic, which is the Executor damage states. This is really cool. Both the Executor and Piet now have a full health version, and a damaged version. In a fight, you can destroy the full health version, which will then spawn in the damaged version. This is kind of like if you guys have played Thrawn's Revenge or any of their mods. Their capital ships, or rather not capital ships, super capital ships, have they basically have overall health bar, and a little differently than Thrawn's Revenge because AOTR has the hull system, which makes it impossible to really maintain that other system, whereas it's at like half health and loses its like hard points permanently. Basically, this is going to have it so when you kill one half of the Executor, or, well, I wouldn't really say half, but anyways, you kill all of the exterior outer guns, it will go into the damaged state, which changes the model and everything from having weapons on the outside and everything in the middle being untargetable to having most of the heavy weapons in the middle be targetable. And it also considerably nerfs the health. And I think, does it do the hull? Yeah, it does do the hull. I actually had to click on this. So anyways, let's finish reading this first. The new mechanic will allow you to defeat the Executor over multiple fights. The Executor will be easier to deal with and riskier to use, since losing the full health means that the ship becomes less effective, or you'll need to take it off the front lines and repair it, which can be done at a Dreadnought shipyard, which is probably not going to be cheap, everyone. I'm hoping they're going to put it at the cost of an ISD or more, because otherwise, the Executor is just going to be easy enough to repair every single time. Sure, it probably takes some time to repair it, but, like, let's be honest. If it's the Executor, repairing it's not going to be low on the priority list. I'm hoping this is going to make it so Shaq, of all people, would actually want to see this thing be used. Because, like, he hates using it, and for the same reason a lot of people don't want to use it all the time, which is that it's so powerful that nothing could fight it. So he didn't have to do much thing, and as you've probably seen in his Empire series, basically you can just walk around with it, and if you don't use it, it feels like you've been handicapped. Hopefully this is going to make it so that it's a little less win buttony and a little more really good, but not invincible. Anyways, besides the new mechanic, the firing arcs of the Executor and its weapon load will also be changed massively. It won't be able to focus fire on a single target as well anymore, but can shoot at multiple targets at once. Another big change to the Executor is that you would be able to you won't be able to stun it anymore. This is huge. This actually is a massive buff, which was actually the only reason the actual Executor could die, which was the rebel ships ioning it. I think that's the only time I've ever had one almost die, which was just a rebel fleet of the MC. I think it's the MC60. Yeah, MC60 or like MC40 or something that have stun. Those are the only things that could even basically disable part of the Executor because it just cripples its firepower. So, obviously, because they're going to nerf the crap out of its actual stats, they're going to balance it out so that it can't actually be disabled, because if it could be disabled, then what's the point of it? It's going to be kind of like how in the Battle of Endor, they didn't really disable the ship by just ioning it down. They had to literally knock out its shields and then blow out its engines before it could be taken into the Death Star. So let me click on the picture. The stats for the original non-damaged Executor. So the original one, not the one that's going to be rebalanced. I don't have that actually. I'm just going off memory. I think it had 100,000. Maybe it only. I don't know. I can't remember how much shielding it had. I know it had 200,000 hull, which is dropping way down to 160,000 heavy armor, which is a massive nerf. 40,000 hull lost off this thing. Obviously, that's not like because it's permanently just only going to have 160,000. It's going to have a separate health bar for the second version of it, which means it's not exactly only 180,000. It's actually a lot more. But in a single battle, only 180,000 hull is going to be a big nerf, especially for Piet. I don't know if they're going to adjust his, because Piet has like 50,000 more hull. I'm not really sure why. That's just what they had. So I'm not sure if they'll change that or not, since we have no idea about Piet's yet, I don't think. But yeah, so this thing is a bunch of heavy weapons on the outside. I'll have this on the screen, obviously, so you guys can be looking at it too. But yeah, it actually says they're in passive stun immunity. Due to the massive size of the ship, stun weapons show no effect. Very nice. So, anyways, yeah. So we are going to have the biggest change be the fact that the damaged version has 20,000 shields only, which I think is a really cool change. I don't know if I have a picture here. I know it does have it in the picture. Yeah, in the picture, the hard points on the ship. I think they mixed the actual images up in the order it shows on Discord. What the heck did Discord just do? They just put it in full screen. Anyways, yeah, so it looks like the undamaged version has 3 engine hardpoints, and all of the guns along the outer wall. It looks like it's all the weapons that are targetable are going to be those side guns that are on the actual, I'm not sure what you would call that. It's on the frame, basically. All the side guns in, like, the trenches on the side of the ship and not in the middle city area. And the city, obviously, is where all of the interior guns are. So if you look, I think this is the damaged version, but I could be wrong. I can't really tell which one is it. I'm not sure which one of these it is. Hold on. Okay, so no, I got this backwards. So the damaged version has all of the guns in the trenches available to be targeted. The basically damaged one actually has 3 shield gens and no engines targetable. Actually, that's really cool. No engines are targetable on the non-damaged version, it looks like. And there is 2, there's rows of like 2 of each of the weapon types along the whole ship. I'll have it up on the screen, hopefully, so you'll be looking at the same thing as I am. Anyways, the damaged version actually has all the weapons, I guess, on the trench. I'm thinking that's how it is. Anyways, it has 3 engine hardpoints and a shield generator. So in theory, I think you can disable the engines on the Executor. Not too difficult, probably, but only 1 shield generator, which is kind of realistic because it only has 20,000 hull. At that point, it would be 1. Basically, I think they're trying to simulate the fact that the Executor lost part of its shield generators. So when it loses, so it has 4 shield generators. And the final shield generator is the bridge. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I got a little confused, but we figured it out. Yeah, so the final one would be the one where Piet is at, and you would take that out, and that's why the Executor falls out of orbit in episode 6. Which I think is actually a really good, I like this change. I am an Imperial player. I will be annoyed that the Executor is going to be a little weaker, and I will be screaming at the devs for probably about half the episodes when this thing is deployed. But it is a good change. This is needed. The Executor needed something to make it so that it didn't feel like just the win button, and I'm glad they're deciding to just give it 2 versions. I wasn't sure if they could do that. Really nice to know that they can because, well, obviously, having a ship of that size is a lot of fun, but having it be unable to die is not so much fun. But the problem is, as we have shown in the current version, it's really difficult to balance the super powerful Super Star Destroyer and making it not basically feel like the either strongest thing ever with no weaknesses at all, and something that's way too weak for the ship of its size and class. Like, it can't be weaker than an ISD if that size. That would just be boring. All right, though. I think that's enough about the Executor. Let's move on to the most anticipated ship I've seen so far. Even more interesting than, obviously, the Executor changes, which is pretty noticeable, but this obviously is way cooler because it's a new unit. We're talking about the Praetor 2 battlecruiser. This thing actually looks crazy overpowered. I'm not sure if the devs are going to be using these stats. Remember, everything here is technically subject to change because the mod is not out yet. Oh, the update to the mod is not out. The mod is actually out. You can go play the old version right now, but the new version is not out. It's in early development still, so this means that everything is still subject to change, as Prez said in his video, which I watched in the last part of this one. And that means that a lot of these stats, in theory, are not entirely accurate, but that doesn't mean that they will be changing all of them, obviously, completely. You can still take these as a general idea of what the ship is probably going to be ending up like. And I gotta be honest, I've never seen something so broken. I don't think this is even remotely okay. This is the most broken-looking ship I've ever seen. This looks like something that's just going to... The Rebels are screwed. I'm just gonna be honest. You see this thing as the Rebels, you better hope you only brought fighters, because otherwise you're dead. The Praetor 2, obviously, is an iteration on the Praetor 1. First introduced during the Clone Wars, no longer restrained by the Ruusan Reformation because it's the Empire, and they were just all about big guns and more guns. The Praetor 2 is equipped with fast hyperdrive and far more weapons. It is, however, powered by outdated core reactors, preventing the use of large caliber guns. The main strength of the Praetor 2, therefore, remains its sheer bulk, as its hull provides a massive shield for any supporting fleets it's deployed alongside. So what this roughly translates into is, because the Praetor 2 is an early design of the Empire, meaning it's not actually like a new ship, it's just kind of like a refit of what an existing ship was with new weapons or more weapons. It's not going to be going up. It's basically earlier than an ISD in terms of design. It's not a new model, like as in like they didn't make this as a new ship for the new generation just for the Empire. It's more of a Republic ship refitted, and obviously with a lot more guns. So what we actually get in terms of stats is 30,000 slow charging balance shields, and then 80,000 heavy armor. That is very nice. Now, on to the reason this thing is completely and totally busted. First off, its range is very short. It does not have long-range turbo lasers, which the Executor does, I believe. Let me double check. If they changed that. Yeah, so the Executor has double, like, long-range turbo lasers. This thing has dual, close range, basically. They're not actually close range, but in terms of actual range in that era, they're considerably closer than most other ships, which means this thing will have to park itself right in the middle of the enemy fleet, which is not going to be a bad thing, let me tell you. Yeah, so we're looking here, right? Look at the weapons it's got over here. 24 light dual turbo lasers, 16 light turbo ion cannons. So, the Rebels are all about shielding, everyone. Remember that. So this thing has 16 light turbo ion cannons. The Nebula B, all of the corvettes, and all of the medium frigates and assault frigate type ships, everything in those classes. This thing is going to crush them, and it is going to crush them really, really badly, because that's just the targetable one. It's actually, no, it's not even all the targetable ones. It still then has 3 heavy, large, 2 burst proton torpedoes, because of course it does. Why not? But then we got the non-targetable ones, which is the reason I think this thing is going to be crazy overpowered. 20 light turbo lasers and 14 dual laser cannons. That is a lot of anti-rebel fit. Like, oh, that is the best loadout of anti-rebel weaponry I think any of the capital ships have seen. for an early tech unit too. Like, obviously, the Executor probably has similar stuff if you look overall. Like, it has a lot of laser cannons, but it's the Executor. That's like the end of the Empire's technology. This is like an early tech ship. Like literally, it's got to be like I think this is probably the first super capital ship you will unlock, because it's the Praetor 2. It's not exactly new. It's just a refit. So obviously, it's going to be a lot earlier than the Executor. We don't have actual tech like unlocked. Like basically, it doesn't say what tech it's coming at because they are redoing the tech. And yeah, so I'm assuming this would be in like tech 1 or 2. And it's going to be crazy. It doesn't have a whole lot of fighters, but that makes sense. This is the Empire. But I can just picture this thing just gonna pop into the battlefield. And it is going to crush everything it sees. I'm going to be... This is basically... I'm going to be using this thing like Vader did with his ISD in Rogue One. It's gonna blast right in there and just start dunking on the rebels. And we're going to have a very good time. So yeah, primary goal with this thing, park it about 5 feet from the enemy craft and open fire. Do I keep ranting about the Praetor? Do I? Just look at the design on this beautiful beast of a ship. Oh, like, I could just picture this thing with 2 ISDs flanking it. Oh, or like 2 or 3 victories flanking this thing. Absolutely going to just be crazy looking, and the rebels gonna run away immediately. Like, oh, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a really good time. This is actually the thing I think I don't think I can be any more hyped for this update than when I first saw this ship, because it is one of the cool Empire designs that we did not have, and I was like, are we ever going to see new stuff for the Empire? And lo and behold, we are. We get to see quite possibly the most interesting design on an Imperial capital ship, or, well, in this case, I guess a super capital ship, I think we will probably ever get. And I'm really looking forward to how this thing is going to just bully the early game rebels. Rebel scum, you will never stand a chance. Unless they bring fighters. Obviously, if they bring fighters, we will have some issues. Unfortunately, we do not know how many shield generators or other hard points it has. We just know it looks like it's going to have 9 total TIE fighter squadrons, which is not a lot, but 3 at a time is decent for a ship of this size, considering the firepower it's bringing alongside that, and the fact it has the brace for impact. So I'm going to say this is basically the tag, but supersized with more guns. And I already like the tag. Even in the Empire area, I actually quite like the tag. It's very versatile. And so this thing is just big tag, and, well, yes, please, sign me up right now. First on the priority list is the Empire. We're going to be building one of these beautiful beasts and throwing it right into the enemy formation to see whether or not the enemy formation will still be around after 10 seconds. So I think that's enough ranting about the spaceships, because I could literally spend another 40 minutes on this, and I'm pretty sure you guys aren't that interested in looking at a picture while I talk for another 50 minutes, but maybe you are. Anyways, we got another awesome unit that I was actually, as soon as, I think I was, like, asking about this before they even showed the first preview. I was asking Prez about these, like, when I was asking about, are we gonna see new units? And then I'm like, when I saw the picture, I'm like, is that what I think it is? And lo and behold, I was correct. We have a new droid. I'm not really sure if it should be classed as a droid, but it is classed as a droid in here, which is the Class 0, Phase 0 Dark Trooper. Or, as I like to call it, the Battlefront 2 Dark Trooper. I'm not sure if it was in the original Battlefront 1. I know it was in the original classic Battlefront 2, because that's the one I actually played a bit of. He's awesome looking. I gotta be honest, this guy's insane. Look at these dudes. And what are the, like, this is another one that's just going to go crazy. Range on them dudes. I swear this was a shotgun, but, you know, I guess it's ideal range 250, which is about half of normal infantry. I'm not sure if that's actually the, I'm not sure. I'm not entirely certain about ideal range on the average infantry. I know the max range of 500 is pretty standard, but the crazy part about this is the fact that, look at the weapons on this thing. What are those? We're getting stunned, like, We're getting arc casters. That's the most sci-fi gun of all time. The arc launchers shoot lightning guns. You know what? There's only one thing better than a gun that shoots lightning, and that's the ability to shoot lightning out of your fingertips. So, close second here. You can never have enough lightning. Let's be honest, everybody. There's never enough lightning. If you're on the offensive and you're shooting things with lightning, you're going to be having a good time. And the enemy, on the other hand, is not going to be having much of a time at all. They're just kind of dead. Yeah, so ability jetpack, pretty classic. I'm thinking there's kind of going to be similar to the Phase 1 jet, well, I want to call it Jet Trooper, but it is technically a Dark Trooper, but it really just feels like a droid with a jetpack and a really bad gun. These guys, on the other hand, look way more effective. First off, they come in a squad of 12. Is it? No, it's 12. No, it's more than that. 3 teams of 8. Dang, this guy's got a lot of them. So yeah, anti-personnel. Oh, rebel scum, you're gonna die. You're gonna die in droves. I am going to liquefy you all. Oh, actually, no, I guess you won't even turn to liquid. You'd just be a steaming pile of ash. Yeah, frying opponents and stunning both droids and infantrymen. Stun, the most effective ability in the world. Absolutely awesome. Give me that. Rebel scum. Your days of dominating the infantry battles with stun grenades are over. It is the Empire's time to bully you with stun weapons. Oh, this is such a great change, devs. Oh, I'm so happy you gave the Empire more stun weaponry. I hate the Rebels having infinite stun. Every one of their little tauntaun dudes throwing stun grenades was the most obnoxious thing ever. And this is just like the counter for that. Perfect. I think you even have a shot of you. Yeah, I'll even have a shot of them flying while shooting the tauntauns. Just to show. Ha! Empire's back, everybody. What else do we got in here, though? That is another really awesome addition. We are apparently going to be getting more different types of these. I'm not sure if these will be classed as under the special infantry types as like a build limited, or it's going to be the Dark Trooper build limit, which they already have. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, really nice unit there, and I love the beautiful little Battlefront 2 looking model. It looks really nice. And also, it's going to be really nostalgic for everybody who played that one. Though, not to be left out, the Rebels do have some new stuff as well. So, up next, we have the first of many new converted Rebel speeders the Rebels will be getting as early tech options, the Aero 23. The Aero 23 will be deployed along with UVs in a mixed company called the Assault Speeder Company, which contains 2 of each, if I could learn how to speak. I just kind of got off work, and I'm not exactly all here. Anyways, these beautiful beasts are exactly what you would expect the Rebel Alliance to be using. It literally looks like a bus. It looks like a bus or a van. It looks like a Star Wars bus or a van, and they lobbed a turret on the back of it. This thing is up there with in terms of hilarious designs, with the guy who just like drives around a speeder with like the blaster pistol in the front seat shooting guys. You know, devs, I feel like we need one of those too. You know, if you need ideas, just give us like just give us the what's it, Luke Skywalker's land speeder with a guy in the front seat and a guy in the like side seat, with both of them with like blaster pistols. They don't need anything else for that. I think that'd be a really funny unit. So, you know, just a thought there. But anyways, I'm very happy we are getting new Rebel tanks. And the best part, I think this is the coolest change they made for the Rebels, at least from what I've seen so far, which is the idea of mixed companies. This may only be one example we've been shown, but I think Prez has already said they're going to try and do something similar with the lower tier infantry to mix them up a little more. If not, I'm throwing spoilers in there, but hopefully I'm not, because then I'll get in trouble and I may not exist anymore when I get assassinated. But we won't worry about that. We're just going to wing it right here. Anyways, I think that's what they are planning to do. I know it's shown here at least, so at least it's on the idea list. If he didn't already say that, it is in the idea list. Obviously, that is not confirmed until they show it, so don't get your hopes up if I'm lying. I'm really tired right now, so I could be. Anyways. The heck did they spell? Okay, and obviously the Discord being Discord spelled Neom as is the emoji's reaction to this one. Okay, that's hilarious. Anyways, this thing is tiny. It has, what in the heck? It has explosive rockets. And a dual blaster cannon on the top. Wow, this thing actually sounds cool. Like, I think this will be fun. Oh, Rebels, you're going to have a good time with these new vehicles. These new vehicles, I'm going to hope, are exactly as trash as they look, but have some interesting weaponry to make up for the fact that they're basically going to be civilian speeders with a big gun attached to them. Yeah, oh man, the Empire's gonna have a great time. Oh, the AT-AT's gonna have such a fun time. Just blowing these things out of the ground, like, just blasting them across the battlefield. Just sending them flying. Can we have, like, cool death animations for these? When they get hit by an AT-AT cannon and die, they do, like, a triple backflip before slamming into the ground. I think that'd be really funny. I don't know if the devs can do that. That seems a little exaggerated, but it would be really cool. Let's see, moving on into some of the other things before we get to, like, the last section of really cool stuff. We have the last of the actual previewed units, which I did see a bit of. I actually thought it was, like, maybe an Empire one, maybe a Black Sun one. I was correct, though. It is the Black Sun, and it is the heavy infantry, a new unit they're making, which, I can't tell if that looks like a Tall, but I don't think it's the Talls. I'm sure it's some weird guy, but maybe it is a Talls. Anyway, something like Dev will probably be like, actually, it's this guy. And I'll be like, oh. But, yeah, so this is a really, really interesting unit. They have some crazy guns. Like, look at this thing. Look at these dudes just unloading on the enemy. Okay, what is this? These two massive... Wait, okay, actually, it is Talls. It does say it's only Whippet and Talls possess the strength to serve as heavy mercenaries. These two massive species are able to carry weapons that are otherwise found on vehicles or turrets. What? We got mobile turret infantry? Yes. So I imagine this thing looks like it's firing the equivalent of the E-Web laser. Oh no, Rebel infantry, you've met your match. It's over for you, scum. You got Dark Trooper Vega Zero, and now these guys, you're just dead. Yes, finally, the Rebel infantry can go back to being the bottom tier of units where they belong. They should not be the best at all things. They're whatever guy they could find on the street, and they gave him a pistol. Like, why are they up here going up against high tier infantry? This is what they deserve. I want to see this guy just mowing down a group of Rebel infantry. That's going to be glorious looking. Anyways, on to the actual stats. Dealing far more damage than any other infantrymen, they can also endure far more punishment, but do come in smaller numbers than regular infantry. So throw a bunch of Black Sun garbage recruits in front of them, and you'll be fine. 60 health. Dang, that's a lot of health. So 3 teams of 4, so only 12 guys. But 6 particle cannons and 6 repeating blaster cannons. and they have stim pack, which is a pretty dang overpowered ability. Unfortunately, I don't think there's too many medics in the Black Sun, so the stim pack is a little costly to use. But at the same time, I think is it the Hut barge that has the medic ring? Because if it is, this thing with the Hut barge will go absolutely crazy. Because you'll use stim packs. And then the supplement drop, which I think buffs infantry, if I remember correctly. And then just goodbye everything in the region. Because look at the firepower out of these guys right now. Oh, we're gonna have a good time. Maybe we'll actually complete a Black Sun series if this new update adds these guys. So maybe we'll finally do that. That's just a running issue we currently are experiencing. Anyways, last but not least, we got some new units that are just images that are way earlier in development, but are quite far along visually. So let's start off with another ship. So next up, I'm going to see if I can grab the footage from Prez's video. I'm sure he'll be fine with it, because I will be linking his video again, since this is stuff he previewed in that one. Anyways, we have a ship that I asked him if we were getting, and the man lied to me straight up and basically went, I don't think so. That thing's kind of annoying. It looks like it's going to be difficult to add. And here we are, like, a month later or 2 weeks or something later, and there's a unit model of it in the game. So Obviously, I was deceived and bamboozled on the just flat out coerced into believing otherwise because it's right here and it looks like it's already actively being used in the game. And yeah, so this thing has some cool stuff. I can see the turrets on it. I went and looked it up on Google just now. So this is the Arrestor Cruiser, the Cantwell class Arrestor Cruiser to be exact. It has I'm going to assume one tractor beam, but maybe it has like more than one, which would be kind of weird. But I'm thinking it's going to have one big tractor beam or something. I'll probably give it like an ISD tractor beam. I think there's different versions, but maybe there's just one. Anyways, it'll have a tractor beam. That's obvious. It's got 3 technically in the movies. I don't know if they can do 3 of them on this thing. That's kind of insane. It would be pretty cool if they could. But anyways, point is, it's got a tractor beam. It's going to be very interesting to use. It's got a little bit of weaponry. It's not going to be too powerful. It looks like twin mounted turrets. Okay, turret mount on the wiki. It says turret mounted twin ion cannons. I'm assuming they're not actually going to be heavy, but I will say it's probably going to be an ion cannon if they're going to try it lore accurate. Maybe it'll be turbo lasers, but it'll probably be an ion cannon. And then a bunch of laser cannons, which I'm assuming are the ones around the bridge. If I can pull Prez's one up, then it will actually see it. I won't be able to see it until I do editing, but you guys maybe will be able to see it. So hopefully that's actually happening. But yeah, I really like this thing. It looks exactly like a baby Star Destroyer cut in half. And then Prez was like, it doesn't look anything like an ISD. Excuse me, there's the ball on the bottom. The bridge shape is very similar. Like, it looks like the Rebel bridge shape. It really does. Go look at the Rebel ISD. Maybe I'll even throw one on the screen. And then look at this thing's bridge. It's, like, very similar. And it even has that, like, Imperial shape of it going outward. I mean, usually it curves in, but, like, you get the point. It's got the triangular-ish shape. It's a triangle, like look at the hull. It's an ISD, like, cut into pieces. Don't even try and tell me otherwise. You're just lying to yourself. Anyways, the next up though, because I really can't say much about that thing. I have no clue. I can't wait to see it in the game. But anyways, I'm more looking forward to seeing it in action than trying to make up stuff now. So let's keep this video as short as possible so you guys can go on with your day and not hear me rant any longer. This is the thing I saw and went, we need another video. This alone is the reason we have part 2. I don't know what this is. If I had to guess, it's the bunker turret for the Empire, and it looks so crazy cool. This thing looks chunky as heck. And I kind of hope that they make it so that the Empire can build these. You know, I kind of even want this to replace Imperial turbo lasers. It is that good looking. This thing is amazing. It looks so heavy. It looks so much more chunky. Like the Rebel one have the giant, really tall, really kind of a little too tall, like Hoth turret. And it's a really nice design. Don't get me wrong. It's just a little tall, but it is a really nice change from the original turbo, like laser tower. That just giant ball, well, not ball, but like the giant like silver sphere. And that's why I think this is the Empire version, because it looks exactly like the same. This one's obviously looks a lot shorter, but it is so much more heavily armed. Like that all looks like it's got heavy armor on, like it just built into the frame on it. I gotta say, it really does remind me of the mobile Star Wars game I used to play. They used that color scheme on all of the Empire one, which got discontinued, which is really sad because I actually tried to download it again like a year or 2 ago, and I think it was called Star Wars Commander. Maybe you guys know of it. And I actually had played a lot of it. And I actually got like quite far into it, so my cool stuff looked like this stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, that reminds me so much. And then nostalgia hit, and I kind of just started geeking out over it. So yeah, anyways, look at how beautiful this thing is. This thing looks like you're gonna turn and just blam! Whatever in the direction was over there is gone. Oh, it looks at those little Rebel speeders we saw earlier and just says, goodbye, one shot, one round, just instantly disables them. I'm going to assume it probably won't be that powerful, but if it is, I don't think they can configure those separately. I think they're kind of linked to all 3 of them, which might be a little disappointing. If they can figure out how to separate it so that the Empire's build turrets are a little more powerful than the Rebels, I think that'd be a nice change, just to fit more with their idea that the Empire is building in. But I'm not sure if those turrets are able to be like basically broken apart per faction, and if they're not just tied to one unified build list. Either way, even if they can't make this thing more beefy, the fact it looks like that is such a beautiful change. I gotta say, this is might be my favorite, like, actual, like, design, like, in terms of actual model change rather than, like, you know, type of unit. Like, obviously, I like the Praetor a lot, and the Arrestor Cruiser is really cool. But look at this thing's design. Like, look at the paint job on this thing. It is gorgeous. Last but not least, there is this Juggernaut. I'm not really sure what it's for. It might be for the Clone Wars. It does have a, like, Republic logo on it. I'm thinking this is the A5, but it could be an A6. You guys have to let me know which one you think it is, because it's pretty cool. I'm not really going to go over the rest of these guys. If you want to know about them, go bug Prez. He thinks he has another video, so if you go sub to his channel, and he hits, like, 700 subs, I think he said he will release another video. So go harass him if you want more previews and stuff, because he's the one in charge of them. And basically, if he makes more previews, I'll have more reaction videos. So if you want more of these, you know, go bother him. Yeah. That's all we got for today. If you guys did enjoy this one, leave a like on the video. It's much appreciated. If you want to see more of these in the future, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And like I said, go check out Prez, so he'll make me some more of these, so I have more things to see and more new content to react to. Because I really do enjoy making these videos. And anyways, that is all we have, like I said, and I will see you all again in the next one.